Hey folks, how's everyone doing? Welcome to the live stream because it's Saturday. It's Chord Dave Live. What else would you be doing on a Saturday evening? Just to jump into it really quickly, we're back with O'Hara's Irish Stout, the nitro version. Very tasty. So that is tonight's beverage that I have decided to go with. Nice to see you all, guys. Thanks for joining me so early. A lot of people jumped in already. Some of you were early, so the chat's even going. Just getting me started. Thanks for that. As we're getting set up here, there's the question of the stream this week because we had a great music conversation last week about best ever debut albums. So to keep it music themed, and with what was the best live show you've ever seen? Which bands? Which individual musicians? What was the one that kind of impressed you the most or made you think, "Damn, that was a great show"? I will tell you what my favorite one that I've been to, which is quite spectacular, in fact. When we hit, I'm going to say 35 likes. We hit 30 way too easily last week. So 35 likes. We got 30 to go. I think we can do it. We got 2 hours. Anyway, let's get straight into it because Scott Bogfoot was here early and so was Scott Brewer by the looks of it, having a chat about guitars. Brace then asked, how do you feel about Gibson's also being the only chance the common folk has to own some guitars that Gibson only offers custom shop deals? Les Paul double cut with humbuckers, DG 335, and the RD, probably RD artists and stuff. I said you'd much rather own an Epiphone or even a Gibson USA, but they never offered a DC special with humbuckers, and the RD is long gone. Yeah, that's true. The Gibson's, the quality, as you may have seen from my videos, is hit and miss. Interestingly, Casino Guitars did a video about Gibsons today, or they put it out today. Really interesting take on them. They also had an issue with truss rods. I've had a look at mine again since seeing their videos. Mine doesn't have a truss rod in it, so yep. So theirs apparently did, but it was deep. It was hard to get to. So I think when you're buying a Gibson, you're taking a risk. You might get a playable guitar, you might not. And again, the thing is, if you buy it for your own sake, your own purposes, then good for you. Don't ever try and sell it or pass it on as anything otherwise. But yeah, Gibson do some of those things. Those models will eventually find their way to Epiphone. And if you saw my Epiphone predictions video, I'm hoping a Dave Grohl reissue will happen this year. Hope we'll see. We'll see. I have some hopes, but I can't back them up with anything. Unfortunately, David Daly cannot join us here today. But it's nice of you to let us know, David. And I know you might catch this on a replay or something because it'll be on YouTube right after we're live. So thanks for letting us know. And you had a new guitar day or new gear day this week, a Revelation RVJT. Very nice. Well, we look forward to hearing about it next week. David, absolutely. Scott Bogfoot is here from Newfoundland. So nice to see you again, Scott. Thanks for the heads up on the Epiphone promo guitars you sent me during the week. I'm looking into finding some cool stuff for that, and can't wait to see what we dig up. So some pretty cool stuff. Got some cool stuff to show you. Just interesting things I found on Reverb today. I thought, hey, I've got to talk about this on the live stream. And yeah, but honestly, guitar news, guitar information has dried up from my side. And I'm putting that down to the fact that there's a problem getting stuff delivered to everywhere in the world. So that's my excuse. What is yours, Gibson and Fender and all those people? So guys, today is obviously Saturday. We've had a good long week. It's been a very long week on my life. That seems to be the narrative lately. Weeks are long, difficult. They're gonna get that way for the rest of the year, I think. So yeah, I was looking forward to the weekend, and you know what I did? I went shopping. I went shopping on Reverb, and there's currently 4 things in my cart that I'm deliberating. I don't know what to do. There are 4 Les Pauls of different ages, price ranges, quality probably. So what do you think I should do? Do you think I should just say feck it and buy 4 Les Pauls? I'm not really a Les Paul person. I can't tell you too much about them either. I've also got a story I'm going to tell you later. I was planning a super big project, and the guitar I wanted to do with has sold to somebody else. So that's disappointing, but I'll tell you about it in a little bit. as well if you're interested. So nice to see a lot of you guys coming back. I appreciate your support every week. As I say, every like, every video, every view on every video, I should say, every like on the video, all the comments, everything. It all means so much to me that you guys join me. So thank you very, very much. Frank Carter is in Sheffield and they're twinned with Chernobyl. That's interesting. Interesting. Never been to Sheffield. But you know, maybe someday. Good morning from down under. Robert, nice to see you from all the way from down under. Which part of down under are you from? I've been literally to Sydney and Melbourne, and that's it. And kind of every pub in between. That's a whole other story. Todd Moore, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good birthday last week, and I hope you've had a better week than you were anticipating as well. Chai Pup, nice to see you. And John, nice to see you as always, my friend as well. John, you're saying you saw Led Zeppelin in Los Angeles in 1976. I'm now jealous of you forever and ever. Yeah. You were 16, but your favorite concert was Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jeff Beck in a double billing. Nice. That would have been some show. But Zeppelin, yeah, Zeppelin in the 70s. Doesn't get better than that. I did apply when they, did that gig in 2008, the one in the O2 in London, or the Millennium Dome in London, whatever it was called at the time, and was disappointed. I was crushed not to get tickets, and then to see some useless Irish celebrities get tickets. I was like, just like, why those people? That would have been super cool. Still, I suppose up to a couple of years ago, hoping that they would tour eventually, but never gonna happen. Grandpa Joe, nice to see you. You are, let me see, checking in from Staten Island, New York City. Well, that is a long way away from here. So thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. Bracelets here. Sorry, you come back in again. As far as spectacle goes, AC/DC with Axl Rose. As far as musicianship, Extreme for their gig. So Extreme, you're gonna have to tell us when you saw Extreme. That was not recently, maybe, I don't know, but Axl Rose with AC/DC was quite a thing. All right, I wish I'd gone to see them when he was there as the frontman. Mixing of two worlds. How crazy was that? Saw Beck and Vaughan, Stevie Ray Vaughan with Jeff Healey, Vaughan's last concert in Toronto. Jeff Squires with that one. Guys, you're already making me jealous. I regret this question. My answer is not going to sound so cool now, possibly. But we do need to get up to 35 likes before I tell you. So, that shouldn't go over there. Just put it back. Never mind. Yeah, 35 likes, and I'll tell you the best lineup I saw, which I think is pretty cool, and it was quite a while ago now, but at the time, spectacular. Let me see. You can always sell the 4 guitars later. John, don't tempt me, man. That was one of the things. I'll tell you, one of the guitars that I was looking at. I'll just give you this. This is why I was tempted. It's a 1956 Les Paul Junior, and it's in decent condition, and it was €8,500. It looks. I don't know. I kind of feel like I should own a '50s Les Paul at some point, or '50s Gibson at some point, and that might be like the best I've seen so far. So I don't know. Would it be worth selling a kidney to buy a guitar? We'll find out maybe next week. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, let's have a look here. James Severin, how are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us as you have for the last few weeks. I really appreciate it. And Scott, the fan-made wiki Epiphone page has old catalogs, paint charts, pickup charts, and just about every Epiphone ever made, along with pictures too. It's a great time waster for me. Yeah, I had a very, very quick look when you sent it to me the other day, and it was very cool. I do need to go back and spend more time, and I'll probably get that time tomorrow, hopefully. So yeah, as I said, busy week, didn't get a long time looking at it, but yeah, I could see that there was like lots of history on there, so very cool stuff. So appreciate you sending that on to us, and I will check it out and share it then once possibly I've had a chance to pick out the cool bits. Chai, you were in Dublin this week and saw a gig at the Academy, cracking venue. Yeah, it's a good venue, nice, intimate one there. Who did I see at the Academy? I can't remember so long. I think Duff McKagan did a stand up, or not a stand up, a show with Loaded there at one point a few years ago. I think it might have been at that. But yeah, just Dublin has some great venues. But cool. Who did you see there? That would have been cool. I was nowhere near Dublin this week, so nowhere near the gig either. So just working, working, working. That's how it goes. Um, Frank Carter, you saw Led Zeppelin twice in '79 as a 17-year-old, but your best gig ever was Gil Scott Heron. Um, all right, anyone, if you've seen Led Zeppelin live, you're disqualified, and I hate you. No, I don't. I don't. It's just, I am jealous, very jealous. That would have been super cool. Um, but they didn't really exist after I was born for too long. Um, Jeff Healey is a legend. I mean, okay, if you're going to label him a legend, I will accept it. Cushman NYC, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Um, Let me see. Did I get a chance to check out Sonny Landreth on Slide? Listen to Congo Square with Derek Trucks live video on YouTube. I'll be honest with you, John, I didn't. In fact, last week after the full last weeks after the live stream has been a blur. Nothing went to plan, which is why my video about Richard Fortus's Gretsch guitars went out on Wednesday instead of Tuesday, and also was one of the quickest put together videos I've ever done. So yeah, quick does not always equate to quality, I find. And there you go. um, so yeah, I didn't get a chance, but you've mentioned it there, so I will hopefully get a chance to look through it tomorrow. Last week, Sunday, nightmare, but it's definitely on the list for tomorrow now. Scott, your best show was in your hometown, '94. It was the Tea Party, Moist, and I Mother Earth. Told you, no made up band names. No, I'm just kidding. What am I drinking? I'm drinking this, which is this. It's O'Hara's Irish Stout. Whoop. No, I'm not drunk, I swear. The Irish Stout Nitro. Yeah, just decided to pick this up again this week. Very tasty Irish Stout. Enjoying it so far. Sláinte to all of you out there. All right, so Frank, now only have one kidney because of cancer. If you do sell one, make sure it's the one that will get cancer. Well, that when I was saying I'll have to sell a kidney, I was like, I don't want to upset anybody because I know that happens. So Frank, I'm sorry, that wasn't a very considerate thing of me to say, but it was all in jest. And listen, I'm glad you're here and you're okay. So thankfully, you're able to join us. So let's see, Robert, you're in Adelaide. Never been to there, but it's on the bucket list maybe. Best live show, too many to call. Easier to mention the bands I regret not seeing. Pink Floyd, yes, to mention too. Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, that sounds like you've seen a lot of great people. I did once upon a time have a list of people I wanted to see live, and I can't remember where I put that list, but I've seen most of the people who were on it play live. So people I wanted to see, like Clapton, I haven't seen Clapton yet. Musically, I still want to go see him. The other people, obviously, I would love to see Jimmy Page play live. He's like a huge influence on me, but I wouldn't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I think that might be those two are the only two I haven't seen that I want to. But anyway, it's great that you've seen so many people, Robert. Again, that I think might probably include Zeppelin, and that means jealousy on my part. So thanks. Just kidding. Marcia, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it as usual. Toward your other left. Yeah, I had directions and everything. The camera actually behind me is going one way, behind or that I'm looking at goes one way, and the screen that I'm looking at goes the other. So that's what was confusing me. Yeah, let's see. Todd, your birthday was awesome. The sun indeed came out literally and figuratively. Thank you again, as well as the others for the happy wishes. You're all grand folks. Everyone on this live stream is a grand folk indeed. Very cool to hear you had a good time. So I'm very pleased with that. That's awesome. Frank has said you were defended. Well, I appreciate that. It's one of those things you never know. If you put out a risky joke, maybe somebody will get offended. Uh, it is YouTube after all. People get offended if you don't agree with them. So I wasn't suggesting you were particularly frank, but just, let's just be aware that I say things sometimes that are stupid. Uh, just which people have mentioned in comments of various YouTube videos over the years. Scott, that show was a Molson Hidden concert. Win to get in. It was the same promo that brought Metallica to the Northwest Territories. We were supposed to get Metallica, but they wanted to go to the Arctic. Oh, okay. Well, there's Metallica for you, messing with people. Cushman, Guinness is my favorite. Guinness is up there. It's up there for sure. Straight out of a can. Guinness ain't the best, but they do have this new product where it says Guinness is gonna taste better. You gotta put a thing on the can and charge it up, and I don't know. I haven't got one yet because they're sold out, but looking for one very soon. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Let's see. Todd, you have said you've seen dozens of incredible shows, but the best I'd say was Pink Floyd's Division Bell tour. Great visual effects, as expected. And this dude, David Gilmour, is he a good guitar player? Never heard of him. Stupendous show. That's a joke, by the way. I have heard of David Gilmour. Um, yeah, Pink Floyd's one I've never seen. Do I want to see them now in their current iteration? I don't know. Are they still? I mean, I don't even know who's in Pink Floyd right now. I know they are. They were touring recently, right? Maybe I'm mixing them up with something else. It was kind of like Thin Lizzy tour all the time now. But do I care? No, because it's a cover band playing Thin Lizzy songs. In fact, I was at Slane Castle a couple of years ago. Oh God, 4 years ago now, and I believe they were playing, but we arrived after they were on because we were like whatever. So anyway, or maybe it was the Slane before it. I can't remember when it was, but they were definitely there, and we purposely chose not to go and see the Thin Lizzy without any of the main people. And Richard Fortus wasn't even in Thin Lizzy at the time because he was full on Guns N' Roses. So there you go. So let's see, where are we on the likes? We got 18, we got 17 more to go before I tell you my favorite gig that I've been to. But I've been to some spectacular gigs. I'll tell you some that were great, that are not my favorite gig. A couple of big ones that stand out. I was at I've been at a load of shows at Slane Castle here in Ireland, very famous venue. The two that stand out, well, not stand out, but are more famous, are U2 in 2001, and then I think the Chili Peppers were on in 2003, and they both got recorded for DVD releases. So those were pretty cool. The U2 did a weird one. Slane Castle is only allowed to have one concert per year because it's like a historical area or something. And yeah, there's like 80,000 people in the field, and it's like a natural amphitheater, and people love it. It's a really great place to have a gig. So U2 announced they were having a concert, and like people, this was back in the day where you would sleep outside a shop or stay outside a shop to buy tickets um, for like the whole night, and then they'd open at 7 a.m. and you go and buy your tickets. I was the last person in the door when they sold out, so I didn't get a ticket for Slane that year. Was bummed, was like not the biggest U2 fan in the world, never have been, but it would have been a great show. And then one afternoon, and I think this is how they should announce gigs always, they said to me, or they didn't say to me, it was on the radio, U2 have announced a second date for Slane Castle. Tickets are on sale now. And some people were in work, and some people were available to go to the ticket shop. And I was one of those people. And I went down, and I remember walking into the shop, walking up to the counter and saying, hey, can I get two U2 tickets at Slane? And the guy beside me nearly fainted. He was like, what? There's more tickets. So I think that guy got to eventually see U2 at Slane because he was standing in the right place and heard me asking for tickets. It happened on the same day as an Ireland versus Holland football game to qualify for the World Cup in football. You might call it soccer because some of you guys are American. Um, but basically, when Irish people were in a field and Irish people, like the Irish team, won, and it was a U2 concert, the place went crazy, and it was fantastic. I can't remember who played support fully. Moby was there, and someone else. I think like Nelly Furtado, maybe. It's a weird one, but that was a great show, and yeah, it's on DVD. If you want to check it out, you can hear me and 80,000, probably 60,000 other Irish people and people who'd flown into Ireland belting out U2 songs. It was fun. It was a great gig, and that actually made me into more of a U2 fan than I had been at the time. Um, but even now, I'm like, whatever, U2. Ugh, Bono's too preachy for me. But there you go. Um, so I missed a load of comments. So thanks for throwing them in there. I really, really do appreciate it. Let's see. We gotta keep going. There was a good festival here in the 90s, Somersault. The lead singer of Our Lady Peace discovered what it was like to have 200 plus laser pointers aimed on his face. Yeah, people do that or used to do that. Oh, festivals in the 90s, they were good. Um, Matt Van Bosch. Thanks for joining us again. Any news on the Jerry Cantrell Epiphone? My latest news on that, latest information on that, is that it has been. They were expect. I don't know how true this is. They were expecting to release it last week, but they had to delay it because of shipping delays. I don't know if that's true or not. I heard that from one person who's never given me information before. So I don't know. I still think we're going to see it by the end of the year, but shipping delays are causing everybody to not be able to release stuff. I believe Fender have something coming either next week or the week after. I don't think they want to do it before Black Friday, but because there's no stock for Black Friday anywhere, everyone's like just it's like buy this like a guitar that's been here for 10 years instead of something you were waiting for discounts on. So yeah, I would say probably if not this week, then the following week you'll see a Fender release. Epiphone, Jerry Cantrell, it's coming. That's all I can say. And in fact, because of the delay, it might be the end of the. If it's not by the end of the year, obviously they're going to hold it back till NAMM then. So, but it's coming very soon. Like in the next 10 weeks, you will see it. I know that's not helpful, but hey, it's what I got for you. Raise a toast. Hang on. John, Dave, raise a toast for me because I've been sober for 36 years and being from America, I've never actually drank real beer compared to your available choices. John, congratulations. Yeah, absolutely. Look, being sober is something to be proud of. It's one of those things, it's a very difficult thing to do. So 36 years, congratulations. Yeah, and beer is good when it's good, but when it's not good, you just leave it out. It's fine. If it doesn't work for you, that's great. But proud of you, man. Good job. Um, Jeff Squires saw the Clash open for the Who. I shouldn't have asked this question. I'm getting jealous. On the first farewell tour. You also saw Gary Moore opening for Def Leppard. Jeff, come on. Jeez, man, those are some great gigs. Marcia, best show you've ever been to? It is a tough one. I agree with you. Believe it or not, probably Aerosmith headlining with Cheap Trick opening about 10 or 12 years ago. Maybe it was longer than that. I forget my age sometimes. Me too. In fact, quite often, if people ask me about my age, like, hey Dave, how old are you? I will say 27 without skipping a beat. I'm like, I'm 27. Oh, wait, I'm not 27. I think my beard is 27. But Aerosmith is a band I would like to see that I haven't. I just think they put on a great show. Joe Perry is a huge influence to many of the people I listen to, Slash being probably the biggest one. And yeah, I just think they're great. I always love a bit of Aerosmith, and you got to love a bit of Cheap Trick. So yeah, very cool gig. Thin Lizzy was great in their day. Yeah, Thin Lizzy were awesome, man. Like I genuinely think Thin Lizzy, greatest Irish band of all time, and we've had some great ones. So yeah, big fan of Thin Lizzy. But now, if they were playing in my back garden, I'd put on my headphones. So and listen to actual Thin Lizzy. Uh, Scott Bogfoot, Guinness cans here have a widget in them. It's a ball of carbonation that explodes into it when opened. Due to Guinness not shipping well, it sucks. So it can't be like real Guinness. They have that here as well in cans, and it's possible if you really feel like it. This new product they have is like a it's like a special type of can you got to buy, and it's a contraption you put on the top, but it's like you have to charge it up like a mobile phone, and you turn it on and you pour the can through this thing, and I don't know what it does, but apparently tastes like a real Guinness from the pub. If that's true, I'll be happy. I'll be very happy. They're expensive though, I think, compared to I think they're nearly twice the price of normal cans of Guinness with the widget thing. So, oh, Scott, there you go. Look, that U2 concert was my favorite U2 DVD. Well, there you go. You little did you know that was the first ever Three Chord Dave music video, kind of. I am in there somewhere. I think at one point I pinpointed my location on a few of the songs, like when it came out at first. I know I was looking down at the stage. The stage was on my left, but I was like up on a hill a little bit, um, by myself because some of my friends who were there had got mosh pit bands and I hadn't. And there was I don't know there was some one of the girls who came with us. She was like sick, so she went off somewhere, and I was like standing on a hill by myself, just like singing U2 songs with strangers. It was a great day. um, Martin, non-guitar related, Billy Joel's 12 Gardens Live and Elton John's 60th birthday at Madison Square Garden was very memorable. That's the piano rock side of me. Wow. Wow. Those are cool people to have seen live. Absolutely. I think Elton John is doing like his 15th farewell tour next year. So, could see him again. Who knows? Uh, Dr. Stonk, hello, and thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. So yeah, very cool. First, Todd. Oh, this is an interesting one, Todd. Your first show you saw was actually Elvis in 1976. I don't recall much, as you were only you were only 8. I don't know why I was going to say 70. That's not correct. You were only 8. Kiss in 79 changed your life. An Iron Maiden Power Slave tour was great, as was Metallica's Damaged Justice tour in 89. So you've seen Elvis, you've seen Kiss, you've seen Iron Maiden, and you've seen Metallica. All right, I'm changing this question. Did I know that the word soccer originated in the UK, not in the US? I did not know. I know we refer to it as soccer here a lot in Ireland because we have Gaelic football. That's just referred to as football. So I just know in England, if you call it football, they get upset with you. If you call it soccer, they get upset with you. If in America you say football, they think it's the throwing one. So yeah, that's go sports. I am actually a football slash soccer fan, but that's for a whole other YouTube channel that I'm not going to even get started. So um, anyway, I appear to be behind in the comments again. That's a weekly ritual, I think. That is happening. And big shout out, guys. We have 19 likes, which is really great. If you haven't liked the video yet, please do, because I want to tell you about my best ever live show. And I need to get to 35 likes before I can do that legally, because I've said it at the start of the video. May not be legally pending, but that's what I'm going with. Soccer is an acronym for something, as far as you can remember. I think you could be right. But yeah, football, soccer, it's all a game. It's all good. Um, let's see. Best show was Page and Plant in the 90s. Cushman, nice. I had a boss many years ago, about 15 years ago, and he was going to see Robert Plant play in a small theater venue in Dublin, and he knew I was a big Zeppelin fan, and he was telling me all day long I'm going to see Zeppelin. I'm going to see Zeppelin. And I was like, you're not going to see Zeppelin. You're going to see Robert Plant, and he's probably not even going to play any Zeppelin songs. And yeah, I hated that guy for more reasons than just he got to see Robert Plant, who I think is one of the best frontmen of all time from the videos I've seen. Like, singer, absolutely brilliant. Matt, thanks for the update on the JC Epiphone. Hope it comes in. You're very welcome. Look, I'm always willing to share any information I get. I get it because I'm interested, and then I put out videos about it. But I haven't put out a video about that one because I'll be honest, the information is spotty and I'm not clear on it yet. Like, I'm not certain. Like, for example, when I put out the information about the Slash guitars, I was way early with the pricing, and I think I was a little bit early on the fact that they were pro bookers and so forth. Like, I was certain that information was correct. So I don't like to put out information unless I'm that level of certain. So what could happen? Like, I don't know. Those Jerry Cantrell Epiphones, they could come out next week. I don't know, but my contact, I will say, was like, yeah, soon. So we'll see. If I was to put money on it, I would say the end of the year. Joey from Aerosmith is your favorite living drummer. Wow, favorite living drummer. That's a good question for next week, maybe. Who's your favorite living drummer? Yeah, I'd have to think about that. I mean, Ringo's got to get a shout just for his influence and who he is. But you know, I really think Ringo just wanted to be a metal drummer. He just wasn't allowed to be. I think if Ringo was coming up today, he'd be a metal drummer. Let's have a look at what else we got here. So Todd, Walmart just did a Black Friday release sale of Ozzy's Diary of a Madman with a limited colored vinyl. That's what I got for my wife for my birthday. It was originally released on my 13th birthday. Wow, that is cool. I did not know that because we don't have Walmart, and yeah, I hadn't heard of that. So that would be very cool, very very cool indeed. And the fact it came out on your 13th birthday, it's ominous and fantastic at the same time. Scott Brower, your best live show, Kid Rock. I've conflicted feelings. Tell me more. Yeah, cool. Look, some of the best shows I've actually been to are bands that I didn't think I was gonna like, or like seeing bands at festivals and thinking, "Holy shit, they're awesome." So you know, I purposely would not probably buy a Kid Rock ticket, but if I got one for free, I'd go and enjoy the show. So yeah, awesome, love it. When did you see Kid Rock? You know who has probably done the most farewell tours? Probably Cher, whom I've never seen. But my mom saw her during the first of infinite farewell tours since. Yes, Marcia, I think Cher has done a few farewell tours. I remember, um, I can't remember how many Elton John has done, but he's done a lot. I remember seeing his final farewell tour a few years ago, and now he's doing another farewell tour. So anyway, didn't Ozzy do a farewell tour a while ago as well? I don't know. Dr. Stunk, I would really like to go to a Metallica gig if they come back to Ireland. Yeah, the last one I couldn't get off work when they played Slane. I think that was the last time they played here. And I had to remember how long ago it was, but my brother went to see them and they were supported by Tenacious D. And I was more jealous of the fact he got to see Tenacious D for a second time. Saw Tenacious D a few years ago, like a good few years ago, before the movie, I think, here in a ridiculously sweaty place in the RDS. So there you go. Todd Moore with the ever wonderful comment. You like to see it, like, comment, subscribe. Absolutely. If you haven't done either of those things, then you are dead to me. No, I'm just kidding. You are very welcome, whether you're subscribing or liking or commenting. But you may be watching this after the live stream, so do all those things also, because we'll stay in touch. Okay, we don't get that many big names here. No market and logistically hard to get here. Yeah, Ireland used to be a bit like that. It used to be like, we weren't always on the list of places that bands would come. But thankfully, since the 90s, they've all kind of just come and taken all their monies. So it's been good. Festivals kind of went through a hard time for a while. We used to have no festivals. Well, there was this one day festival at Slane Castle. That was like our big thing. And then there was Fela, but Fela came and went, and there was, it was difficult to get to and so forth. So any other Irish people will tell you, the best ones were probably Oxygen for a long time, or Witness, it was called. You get all the big bands playing at those ones. Saw some great bands there. Saw The Who, Green Day, Foo Fighters, Queens of Stone Age, Snoop Dogg. I was waiting for Queens of Stone Age. Snoop Dogg wouldn't get off the stage, so there you go. That's that's a fun story. Actually, I should tell you guys sometime. But yeah, thankfully now Ireland is on the list for everything, pretty much all the tours, so that's pretty great. And yeah, hopefully we'll get to see a lot of these bands over the next few years. Todd, they'll do another run of lightly aged JC Gibsons like they did with Adam Jones, and we won't see an Epiphone version of either till summer 2022. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. They did a very small run of the Jerry Cantrell Gibsons, I believe. Yeah, I just hope they don't start doing these double runs and extra versions, or what is it? What did they call it? Like a second take on a replica, or a new take on a replica. Whatever, Gibson. Whatever you're smoking, share it around, because it's got to be strong stuff. Let's see. Lorraine says Stone Roses, Velvet Revolver. That guy I was with at that night managed to get Dust Plectrum. I was so jealous. Yeah, well, Velvet Revolver were awesome. So there you go. Seen Velvet Revolver a few times now as well. Well, I'm not going to see them too many more times, but I did manage to get to see them 3 times. And the last time was like a week before they split up, because Scott was having a freak out because he thought Matt Sorum his drum tech was messing with his microphone, which he wasn't. He's just, Anyway, Scott Weiland, one of the all-time greats. In 85, Kenny Rogers came here to potentially buy a greenhouse business. Interesting. The whole city was shut down for Kenny frickin' Rogers. There you go. There you go. I would love to see Metallica. My cousin, who recently passed from COVID, sorry to hear that, worked for radio stations in NYC and Philly. Most recently, music director at WMMR. He saw insane shows and met lots of bands. That's very cool. Very cool experience that he had seeing all those bands. Sorry to hear about your cousin, Marcia. Yeah, it's a sad time for things like that. John N., nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. Muse Resistance Tour in 2008. Oh my God, are Muse around all that long? They just seem like a new band to me still. That's crazy, right? 2008 seems like a lifetime ago. Anyway. Oh, Scott, you're saying, yeah, Kid Rock was around, it was around 2000. You had no idea who he was. Oh, so he didn't even have that song, the big hit one that he had a few years ago. I can't even remember what it's called. All Summer Long or whatever. That was a song. I like that one. Change the question to which artist you'd like to have seen. I would have wanted to see Frank Zappa and the Mothers with Flo and Eddie. Zappa for sure. That would be an interesting one. Marcia, my cousin became known as the rabbi in the music world. Interesting guy and very well known in the radio world. Sadly, radio is a dying breed. Music culture needs radio. Streaming killed it. Streaming and podcasts, that's what did it. Is killing it. I worked in radio for about 25 minutes one time. And by 25 minutes, I mean like the summer. And yeah, I was a newsreader for the weekend. And I was getting good at it, and they fired me. So Southeast Radio, that was your loss. Trying to explain how I lost my job was funny. Why did they let you go? I don't know. I was just starting to get good at it. Scott is supporting Scott by saying Newfoundland is the only sane part of Canada. So yeah, I've only been to Toronto, so I thought Toronto was okay, but I was only there for like a week and a half, so wasn't too bad. It did snow in the morning and looked like summer in the afternoon, so maybe you got a point. And other Scott Bogfoot, who else wants an SG acoustic? Yep, I'll take one. If it can be blue, that'd be fantastic. Um, an SG acoustic, I think, is just crazy enough to work. I think we can do it. We can pull it off. If Fender can make a Strat Acoustasonic, then Gibson can make an SG acoustic thing and make it work. So yeah, I would buy one. I think Todd Moore would buy one. So Todd is also a big SG guy, I think. So good stuff there. Great, great advice. I should have put that in my Gibson predictions video. Maybe I'll wait until I actually get to NAMM and I get to like ask Mark Agnesi and JC some questions. Hopefully, that will happen next year. We'll see. Plans for that might start early next year, by the way. We'll have a chat about it on the live stream at some point when that's going to happen. Black Sabbath's last show was awesome. Saw it in New Jersey. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Black Sabbath. You got to respect Black Sabbath. John, you're saying Tenacious D video with Dave Grohl playing The Devil, the greatest song ever. Tribute. Yes, that was an awesome video. I'd say I think that gig, that Tenacious D gig we went to, there was like 1,500 people at it. That's all. Like they were only starting to get big, and it was the sweatiest, craziest, just most ridiculous gig I've ever been to, because everyone was like rolling around laughing and singing and jumping and moshing and stuff. Like moshing to Tenacious D. It happened. Believe it, it happened. I was there. Marshall will take 2, Scott, of the SG acoustics. So there you go. Scott Brower, you want an SG acoustic bass. Well, I draw the line there. You can't have it. No, sorry. Todd confirming Ozzy did no more tours in support of the No More Tears album way back. Currently sidelined from no more tours too, and honestly probably done doing live shows due to poor health. Yeah, that is true actually. Yeah, poor Ozzy is probably done with the live shows, but what a guy Ozzy is. Honestly, let's take a quick break from the comments to throw you some stuff I just thought was hilarious in the world reverb today. You guys know, I think I'm a big Back to the Future fan, and I have to admit I was I was tempted by this little beauty right here, the Back to the Future Hondo Chiquita, Marty McFly's guitar from the opening sequence, where he destroys Doc Brown's home, where he has, the clocks all go and the dog food gets poured out for the breakfast and stuff, and the skateboard rolls under the bed, and then Marty comes in and you see him jack in the this guitar into the huge amplifier and blows the whole place up nearly. Never gets mentioned again in the whole trilogy. Doc never says, "Hey, I told you not to play the guitar and blow up my whole place. I told you that would happen." I'm pretty sure he beat the crap out of him off camera. But yeah, this I wouldn't pay 1,600 for this. I mean, I know it's connected to Eddie Van Halen played one for, I think, a song or something at one point, and there was a video of it, and people thought it was hilarious. And Billy Gibbons played one as well in a video. But more importantly, Nigel Tufnell played one in Spinal Tap. So ultimate cool guitar there. Would you pay 16.99 for this? Because I would say no. But yeah, that made me laugh today. What's this? Oh yeah, somebody has decided to turn PlayStation 2s into guitars. So if I just extend this picture, you will see. You got your control knobs over guess where the power button was, or memory card slots or something. You've got one humbucker in the bridge position. My recollection of the PlayStation 2 was that it was heavy as hell, so it's probably, you probably need to be a Les Paul player to enjoy that one. And from this picture, you can see they also do a white one. So if you're crazy and you like your PlayStations, €364.17 will get you one. Where are they? They're in that place, MI, United States. I don't know my states of America, so what's that? Michigan? I don't know. So if anyone's interested, it's on Reverb. You can look up PlayStation Guitars, and let's get into it. Let's get back into the comments. Um, Scott, I heard crazy, scary story on Tucker Carlson on Friday night about a mystery sickness that's basically killing people slowly. You know what I'm talking about? Never heard of it. Ben, sorry, don't know. What's the coolest album cover? Dr. Stonk, please stop stealing my questions of the stream for the next 3 weeks. I'm just kidding. I think we had that conversation a few weeks ago, and Scott Bogfoot actually said he had a real passion for Spice Girl album covers. So, Scott, you wanna chime in on that one? That's happening in Newfoundland and the east coast of Canada. Ooh. Well, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I saw Metallica in Montreal on the Black Album tour. The Black Album tour would have been fantastic to go to. Where are we on the likes, guys? 24. We need 11 more. I nearly said 12 because my maths is terrible. But yeah, 11 more, and I'll tell you my best gig. Another great gig I went to was more recently. I went to Slane Castle again. Again, many of my concerts were there. Got to see Guns N' Roses play as the headline act. Absolute dream come true. I've always wanted to see Guns N' Roses. That was 2017. Fantastic gig. Fantastic day. Topped off by the fact that my friend I went to got punched by a girl who was trying to punch someone else who had like groped her or something. She turned around to punch that dude. He ducked. My friend got hit square in the nose. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. And he's denied it's happened, but I saw it with my own two eyes. All right, let's see. Very strangely, the loudest show I've seen was Hank Williams Jr.'s Rowdy Friends 2010. You saw my list of shows I've seen, but this one was crazy loud. I was very surprised. That is crazy that that's the loudest. I need to scroll back up. Didn't you see Metallica? And Hank Williams Jr.? What? Kenny Rogers used to own Dole Foods. That is a random factoid. Um, yeah, interesting. Another great gig I saw, just I don't know why this has just popped into my head. But I did see Paul McCartney play. That was one of my dreams when I was a teenager, to see Paul McCartney. And I saw him in 2003 here in Dublin. Here, I'm not in Dublin, but in Dublin. And he had no support act. There was like this performance art act that was just like running around the stage and in the crowd and stuff. And people were like, what the hell is going on? That show also made it onto DVD, I believe. Um, it was a it was weird, the build up. But when he came out and started playing, um, like everyone was just amazed. It was just fantastic. I was about 3 rows back from Paul McCartney, and at one stage, when he went just about to play back in the USSR, um, he said, "This is a song about the USSR," and this guy in front of me started like cheering and whooping and like making a big deal. And Paul McCartney looked me straight in the eye. I was like, Paul McCartney looked me straight in the eye. Like we had a moment, Macca and me. So we're best friends. We haven't spoken since then, but we are best friends. He wouldn't if he saw me, he'd recognize me probably, even though I look different now. We're still best friends. Marsha, I just realized I didn't say that my cousin interned and later worked for Howard Stern at K Rock in NYC. You can only imagine the stories. Yeah, I want to know those stories. I'd say that was fun. Howard Stern. I mean, all I know really of Howard Stern is from seeing videos of him interviewing people on YouTube. But I've heard crazy stories too, also. Um, so it's a shit show in Toronto. When I was there in 2013, it was just a snow show. I was there for St. Patrick's Day, not on purpose, but that's just when I landed, and it was a crazy time for Chord Dave. But it's all okay. Hopefully, get back to Canada someday. But yeah, it was a crazy time. This dude wanted me to rent a room in his house. That was, I'm gonna say, probably ended up in a murder show. it just felt like whoever took the room was going to be murdered. But that's a long story. The Laney Lionheart range is now going to be made in the UK rather than China. Do you think you're going to see more of this post COVID? Um, like brands coming back from China and making their stuff here in Europe or UK or wherever. Possibly. Um, it it depends. I think what we'll see is we will always see um, the East be cheaper, so more more stuff will be made there. But you might start to see people um, bring back manufacturing to like more premium lines where they can charge more money and cover the costs of paying people higher wages, because that's what it is. You can pay people less out in Asia because cost of living is a lot less out in Asia. In certain countries, obviously, people have better conditions than others, but and some Asian countries, it's not cheaper. Japan, Korea, for example, is not that cheap. But places like Indonesia, the Philippines, Vietnam, China, those are much cheaper places to make stuff than the UK or Germany or Ireland or the US or wherever. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I mean, I think COVID's going to change the world. The last 2 years has just been crazy, and I think we will see some companies go to things like that. Yes, Ontario certainly isn't saying, I mean, I live here. Well, yes. Don't be throwing out fake band names. um, so we have Tony Denning, pure legend drummer. I don't, I'm not up on my drummers. I got to tell you. That's why I mentioned Ringo being my favorite drummer. Or Matt Sorum. I like Matt Sorum. He's a great drummer. Um, SG Acoustic. Hell yes, I'd buy one. I told you Todd would be there in for that. So I'm going to have to catch up on the comments. I'm way, way, way behind. So let's see. The future isn't looking bright, is Jeff? Okay. Um, Famously here in the 90s, our biggest radio station, a DJ played Ginor's One in a Million. You can't play that on the radio. I was unceremoniously sacked on air. I didn't hear it live, but it's legendary here. Yeah, I can imagine. That's a very misunderstood song, I think, but you can't play it on the radio. I mean, if you want to get sacked from being on the radio, play that song for sure. Black Sabbath, The End is on regular rotation at my house. Just ask my neighbors. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Um, Canada is the same as the US. We need help. I have no idea what's going on in Canada or hardly what's going on in the US. So I'll take your word for it. How much help would you like? I'll send as much as I can. Um, prayers and prayers and thoughts, because that's about all I can spare right now. Can't get enough of that Paranoid album. Paranoid's a good album. Jeff Squires, did you live in Brampton? I went to Brampton. I was there for like a minute. Let's see. Okay. Oh my God, the Back to the Future guitar looks like fun. It's kind of one of those things where I'd like, if it was €300, I'd be tempted. Could be like, it's a conversation piece. It's like could have a little Back to the Future collection, um, hidden away in my office to cheer me up when I was having a bad day. But at 16.99, I could buy something cool that I would actually play. So there you go. Newfoundland is a sucker for pun. I feel like politically we're having political chats, and that's no. I don't do politic chats in the chat, guys. So I won't be diving into those. But feel free, chat whenever you want. It's all good. But I don't know enough about your politics to mention. Collectors versus players. Collectors are fine. Players are better. There's my answer to that. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Um, let's see. Okay, we're asking. All right, people are checking, see if they know the same people. I know what you're doing. I would definitely buy that guitar, that Back to the Future guitar. One of my favorite movies. It's one of my favorite movies. I will watch it. I watch Back to the Future at any time. I love it. Love the whole three of them. Three gets a bad rap, which I feel is purely because of two things. One, people still think the third movie in the trilogy is crap because of Godfather Part 3, which is not always the case. And the second thing is that Michael J. Fox's Irish accent is fucking atrocious. So, it just is. It's terrible. So yeah, all the Irish accents in that movie are awful. So oh, that this thing did it again. I should really learn how to use this program and then not let that happen that much. PS2 guitar looks a bit clunky aside from the heavy factor. Would love a sound sample. Uh, Probably sounds like chip tune music. I'd say it sounds pretty awful. Why does that keep doing that? That's come on. All right, that may have to just be removed. Um, Okay, no, 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 cancel. It's trying to ban everybody. I'm not going to ban you, but somebody almost got banned from the chat for no good reason. That does happen. Let me know on Facebook because it shouldn't. This software I'm using, Ecan Live, is messing with me today. Scott, I have many old 8-bit Nintendos. If I had a neck, I'd make an NES Paul or NES Paul. Fantastic, actually, yeah. Well, that's actually I've seen that done. That's a cool one. Buy a Squire, take the neck off it, do it. We will share it on the channel. It'd be super fun. Those are great guitars, or like they're not great guitars. They just look like a cool thing for a guitar collector and an old video game nerd. I think that would be super cool. So I encourage you to do that, Scott. Les Paul is probably the greatest name of it. I've never heard that before, but good job. Let's see. My typing still sucks. Too many years hands around drumsticks. Well, we'll forgive you, Batfink, because Batfink just I think is a cool name. So there you go. Oh my God, Jeff and Batfink know each other. They've just discovered it in the chats where I am. So there you go. I've never bumped into old school friends on YouTube. Doug Collar is long gone. It was the 90s, right? So I don't know. I saw Mr. Goofy. Sorry, apologies. I saw Bon Jovi in Cologne, Germany, around 2011. If you have the arena singing at the second song, you know this is up for something special. They played for 3 hours. I saw Bon Jovi one time by accident. It's a long story. So years and years ago, I coached Special Olympics basketball, and Special Olympics, as a reward, asked me to attend a gig with them, and we got seated tickets way, way at the back. It actually ended up being the best place to sit for a gig on that particular night because it was raining like MFer, and basically thunder and everything. Bon Jovi came out. They did a killer show. It was fantastic, and yeah, got to see them for free. So good news was that John Bon Jovi apparently can control the weather. Uh, he let it rain on everybody, but there was I can't remember what song it was, but he dropped to his knees, put his arms out, and thunder hit, like kind of side or lightning hit sideways, and it was like I don't know what happened, but the guy was magic. So that was a great show, and not wasn't the biggest Bon Jovi fan of all time. But anyway, that was those are definitely a good band to see live. The smile on the band's faces when they looked to each other told us it was special for them. Yeah, it's great to see bands enjoying live performances. I saw the Chili Pepper. I've seen the Chili Peppers a few times, and the third time I saw them, they looked disinterested. They were like, how quickly can we get through our set and say goodbye and be over with this show? I'm pretty sure it was the last concert of the tour, and I think they were fighting and everything. I think pretty soon after that one, I could be wrong on this. I think pretty soon after the show, John left the band. So yeah, when you see a band though really enjoying, like another time I saw them, they were fantastic. They were into it. They were obviously on good form, and yeah, you can tell the difference, and man, it makes the show better for everybody. Chai, you saw McCartney in 1990. It was on the bucket list, but it was embarrassing when he sang "Hey Jude" and got the lyrics wrong. Wow, the whole audience was singing along and sang it correctly. I mean, yeah, he should really know the words. Maybe he was drunk. Just throwing it out there. I can tell you what, that first hour of this live stream has zoomed past. Really appreciate it, guys. All the likes, all the comments, all of the conversation. As usual, you guys are keeping me going, and it's been brilliant so far. So thanks for joining me. Let me see. Where are we? Because I just don't want to jump in that conversation. But I think, hey Dave, have you heard of? No, I have not. I know what you're gonna do. Blotto, Blotto in the Grotto rocks. Uh, Soup Monkeys. I see. I don't. That should be a band name. I don't know. I don't trust you, man. I don't trust your band names. Your recommendations. If you said, "Have you heard Guns N' Roses?" I'd be like, "Is that a band or is he messing with me again?" Either way, man, I'm gonna say no, but I'm gonna look it up at some point. Um, right. Back to the Future 3 did have ZZ Top, Scott. Yes, and it's one of those things. So a couple of years ago in work, there was like a mastermind competition where you had to give your specialist topic, and mine was Back to the Future. And the guy asking the questions was like, he was proud of himself. He was like, which rock band had a cameo in Back to the Future? And I was like, it was ZZ Top, dude, in Back to the Future 3. He thought I was going to say Huey Lewis and the News because he thinks I'm an idiot. But no, I was like, it's ZZ Top. That's so, come on, that's easy. But yeah, that was actually fun, and they play a little music in it too. I actually like Back to the Future 3 a lot. It's a great movie. But that's for my movie review channel, which I can't start because my brother has a movie review channel, which you should all subscribe to because he needs subscribers, and he does some really great videos. He does better videos than I do, so just throwing that out there. Let's have a look. Faker's Momo has once again put in the comment, guitar makes me, you can see the thing. I'm glad that's how it feels, Fakers. So thanks for joining us. Ernie B, thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Yep, well, no bands these days. I presume that's to do with your conversation. Bon Jovi is a nerd. Again, very, very good statement. I appreciate that. And I do not disagree with that. You just reminded me that I saw an amazing Bon Jovi show for the last Highway tour. Had an amazing time. I think that, big bands, you should, if they're on form, you should have a good time. For sure. They charge enough money these days. They should put on a good show. But it doesn't always happen. The biggest festival here was a theme song, but isn't music related. It's called the Squid Jigging Festival. Scott, I think you're messing with me, man. Ted Nugent is always a great live show. But the best I've seen has to go to Kiss at Detroit Tiger Stadium. It was their first show of the tour. Crazy great show. Like them or not, looking good. Kiss, I would imagine, would be an amazing fun time of a show. Whether you liked Kiss or not, you would have a great time at a Kiss show because Gene Simmons is crazy. But who doesn't love Gene Simmons? Great stuff. But I think I got hundreds. Trust me, you'll soon need therapy, Dave. Therapy were a band. Remember them? I already need therapy. Just not related to you, but I think just because of my YouTube channel and in general. I still have nightmares about the comment sections. I like my Epiphone casino video and some others that are. I'm like, no, you're missing the point. Not many people miss the point, but the ones who do, they take it very personal. It's like chill, man. It's just a YouTube video. Just watch the next one. Seeing Ray Davies was my favorite gig. Chime. Ray Davies would be a cool gig to see. He's a character. I like him a lot. I should have put in first gig as well. I think Todd mentioned his first gig was Elvis, and then Kiss changing his life. A lot of Kiss mentions today, which is great. It was really great. Kiss are, I imagine, put on a great show. Haven't seen them myself. My first ever concert was a band called Blur from in the RDS in 1996. I was 14. My friend Johnny and I went. We had never been to a gig before, and we were at the front of the section behind the mosh pit, but we were super early and we were 14, so we couldn't go to the bar. And the security guard came to us and said, "Hey, do you want to go into the mosh pit? No problem getting into the mosh pit right now." And we were tall, so they were like, "No problem." And we said, we're fine. We're fine here. You know, it's gonna, yeah, we're good here. So we didn't go into mosh pit for that one because we're stupid. We did after it anytime we could, of course. Saw Blur live a few times. Great show. It was the mid 90s. Britpop was huge, and I really liked them. It was before Song 2, before anyone asked that, definitely. Yes, Scott Flea in Back to the Future too, as well. What's his character called? Is it Cricket, or is that I'm thinking of something else? Anyway, it's fun seeing him in movies. Favorite movies about or with great music, John. That is a topic for a whole video. Maybe we'll do a crossover with my brother's movie channel about favorite movies related to music. I think we mentioned before in the channel, my favorite music related movie is Blues Brothers because it's the best music movie of all time. But you know, Spinal Tap is obviously on the list as well. I don't know. I mean, throw in your suggestions for that if you want, guys. But it probably will be a video we do at some point. Um, let's see. Squidulator Modulator is a great music festival for fishermen that rock. Sounds like a great one. Jess, hi Dave. Are you doing a video on the Squire Contemporary Telecaster? Yes, Jess, I will be doing that. The problem I have had is time to do a video like that because I need to like set it up and like be able to record properly with playing and everything, and I just haven't had time. Like you may have noticed, my last couple of weeks, 2 3 weeks videos have been just fairly straightforward and simple and put together quite quickly. I just haven't had time for it yet. I'm hoping the next 2 weeks I'll get that time and do the video. Plus, I've had a lot of time to play with the guitar a lot now, so I'm kind of used to a lot of the features. I say features, like the neck is interesting on it. It's very cool. I really, really, really like it. Better than any Squire neck I've played, but it's probably also the most expensive Squire I've played. Um, I don't want to give too much away, but I really like the finish. I think it's the Shoreline Gold, amazing. But yeah, look out for that video in the next couple of weeks. I am trying to get it done, so hopefully I'll squeeze it in maybe next week, but I won't promise you because as I said, work and everything is just taking all my time. It's so annoying when work does that. Um, Let's see. Ernie B. I forgot to mention that the Kiss show was the beginning of the reunion tour with Ace and Peter present. Hit like, please, now. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, we've 27 people watching. We've 27 likes. Can't complain about that. But how cool would it be if we had 27 people watching and 28 likes? 26 people watching, 27 likes. All right, cool. It's the same effect. It's fine. But yeah, hit the like button. If you don't mind, we will somewhere over 30. I will indulge the information about my best show ever. It's a good one. It was a really good one. The Kiss Creatures of the Night tour was great in spite of the critics. We talked about it around here for years. Tank for the stage. Gene has his battle axe bass. Eric Carr on drums. Badass show. Matt Von Bosch. Interested to hear about the roasted neck on your telly. What I will say is it's fantastic. I really am enjoying it. Um, yeah, I mean, at first I was like, it's probably not going to be a proper roasted maple neck. Not that I've had much experience with them, but I was a little bit skeptical. Beautiful neck, plays really well, feels great, looks great. But yeah, more on the video hopefully next week. And I actually have a planned videos I want to do. That's like number 2 on it, so I'll probably get number 1 done tomorrow and out Tuesday or Wednesday. And if I can get a second one, I'll get it done. So look out for it soon. Definitely coming. My thoughts are on the neck though. I love it. It's absolutely fantastic. Ace Freeloader was a mess. Controversial. Controversial. I'm not getting involved in that one. Honestly, I don't really have an opinion in that arena. The numbers have been increasing every show, and indeed they have, Ernie. Yes, it's an amazing thing to me. I really am amazed every time I check the numbers on the channel and they go up. It's great. So thank you to everybody for that. We have 30 likes and 28 watching. Can't argue with that. It's pretty cool. Um, let me see. All right. Let's see. Great movies. We used to have soundtracks that were fully done by bands. Yeah, Batman 1989 was the first one that comes to mind for sure. And Back to the Future with Huey Lewis. Fantastic tunes out of that one. Just heard Paul is currently lip syncing and using backing tracks. If you can't do it, don't. I've heard that. I've also heard it labeled Kiss as well, most recently. Um, I don't know. I think if you go to see a band live, you're kind of prepared to hear them missing notes and so forth. I am, but then again, I have paid to see Axl Rose in the last tour, so I expect things to not be like they are on a record. Um, and I feel like when I saw him, Paul, in 2003, like he wasn't note for note perfect. I was fine with it, you know. Yeah, disappointing if that is the case. I would expect I would be disappointed if I went to a show and that was with anyone, to be honest. I don't go to see live music to hear a recording, so there you go. Uh, Matt loves Spinal Tap. It is one of the greatest movies probably of all time, and Blues Brothers is up there as one of the greatest movies of all time as well. Um, Scarface, Blondie, before she went by Blondie. That's true. Chai Pup. I won Jesus Jones tickets from a Radio 1 competition back in the day. Really enjoyed it. Supported by Sunscreen. Um, I've seen them 4 or 5 times since. Very cool. That is very cool. Like every 90s to 2000s, kind of like every 90s to 2000s TV show being themed by a real band. Yeah, that was cool. You know, everyone knows the Friends theme and all that sort of stuff. Uh, we're getting way off point here because we're 31 likes. We're only 4 away from me giving you the great story of my greatest live show of all time. So if you haven't hit the like button, do it now. And I'll regale you with that story. Plus, we've got to keep our 9 o'clock. We've got about 40 minutes before the camera will cut off and the camera quality will become poor. And you will see me without the special effects that the Canon camera does, and you'll just see the MacBook camera. So it's your own fault if we don't get to there. Phil, did you get the Neil Young? Did you know Neil Young tried to get a recording contract for Charles Manson? Um, I heard something about that before. Was that for like his spoken word stuff, possibly? Um, Marty McFly is in the chat just to skip everybody. Marty McFly, 82 Squires. Great stuff, Dave. Really enjoy your channel. Thanks, Marty. Really enjoy your time travel adventures. And I don't know if you saw it, but we were chatting about this guitar being for sale earlier. So yeah, thanks for having iconic moments. And I love your name. Great YouTube name. Fantastic. Let's see. Talking about Kiss, saw McCartney twice also. That's very cool. I heard they stole all his drugs. Okay. Kiss. Talking about Kiss, saw McCartney twice. Are you saying Kiss stole McCartney's drugs or you did? I'm not sure. Either way, someone got away with the drugs. So interesting. Scott, do you have a guilty pleasure in listening to music? For example, I really like the band, the sounds, but they're really girlish on first glance. So I don't mention it too much. Scott, are you talking about the Spice Girls? Because you mentioned that you had a thing about the Spice Girls album covers at one point, that they were great. things. I don't know, man. For me, I'm like guilty pleasures. I don't know. I mean, there are songs that I surprise myself I know all the words to when they come on the radio or um, like on TV or something. I'm like, wow, how do I know this song? Because all of my listening is like heavy rock or metal or like classic rock. So then I hear I don't even know. I can't think of one off the top of my head. But yeah, there's probably a lot of stuff on my Spotify playlist that I put on because I liked once, and then when it comes on, I skip it most of the time, and occasionally I will give it a listen, in those softer moments. But yeah, I think I'm just going to take that off because it's driving me crazy. I think everyone has those bands that you kind of feel a little bit more embarrassed if someone was to hear you listening to, or it doesn't fit your usual style. Um, but yeah, I might have a look at my Spotify in a moment to see. There's definitely are some bands in there that I'm like, oh God, when they come on. Uh, Todd, you're playing AC/DC tour, even though it be likely be a limited run. I've never seen them live. Bucket list band number one. I think, yeah, I think AC/DC is a band that I would like to see. I don't know how they're going to do it, um, but yeah, for sure that I've never seen them. Would like to. It's gonna be hard. It is going to be hard. When I went to Melbourne, one of the things I wanted to do while I was there, because I was actually only in Melbourne City for a day, and one of the things I wanted to do was go to, I think it's called AC/DC Boulevard or AC/DC Avenue, something like that. So we went there, and there's a whole like tour, like AC/DC spots, or they bring you to clubs where they started out and stuff like that. So very cool. Thing to do if you ever head to Melbourne, Australia. And yeah, it was the thing on my list. So there you go. AC/DC would be a great band to see, though. Not sure I've heard if they're going to, but it would be great. I think they have a new album coming soon. Um, Manson, I heard his music. Not much to say about it. Kiss is faking. Yeah, it's what I heard. It's what I heard. So Wilson had his stash stolen. Oh, there you go. Not surprised. Um, hey, I like ABBA and I'm not ashamed. Well, Batfink, ABBA's one of those songs. I think everyone on earth is actually born with ABBA lyrics already installed. So don't feel ashamed. You shouldn't feel ashamed. It's fine. And when too many alcoholic beverages have been consumed, and you're say at a bar and music comes on, and you start singing along, maybe you even start dancing. That's okay too. No one should judge you. That's fine. Scott, not the Spice Girls, but Aqua are catchy. Scott, you could have just said, yeah, the Spice Girls, and not admitted the whole Aqua thing. People would have been like, that's fine. But you said Aqua. It's there on the internet for the whole world to see forever, my friend. And we're never going to let you forget it. So, bang. Jeff just put 3 ABBA songs on his phone. Well, there you go. ABBA are, as I said, they're one of those legendary bands. They changed Swedish music for all time. So, I think, did any of us grow up in a house that didn't have ABBA on a regular basis? I did. I grew up in a house and ABBA was on like all the time. There's music on all the time in our house. ABBA was there for sure. We're 2 away, guys. 2 away, 2 likes, and I'll tell you about my gig. I actually accidentally mentioned it earlier, but we'll see if you remember that. Um, and Batfink has said what all the guys were going to say but didn't. Spice Girls were good to watch, only with the sound turned off. I get you, man. I get you. Cheers, dude. Watch the official Kiss Lick It Up music video as it is most cringy and creepy video ever. Yet the music is absolutely banging. Yeah, I haven't seen that video, but I'm not surprised. um, Flock of Seagulls. I caught a lot of crap over it back in the day. Did you have your hair like Flock of Seagulls? Because legendary if you did, and we want to see pictures. Don't know how we're going to do it. We're going to need to see pictures if you had your hair like Flock of Seagulls, because we all want to know. Scott Bugfoot does want to know all of our secrets. I'm being very sketchy here with admitting any of these. Um, have you heard of Evergrey, an amazing Swedish prog metal band, awesome songwriting and playing? Evergrey are, have I heard of them? Is that a real band? Do I trust you this time? Sounds like a real band. I'll come back to you. Um, Marty, watch Kiss meets the Phantom. You will reevaluate life. I think we all need to watch that right now. Scott Brower says, Flock of Seagulls is awesome. This live chat is going in a very weird space right now. If you like it, you like it. It's all good. And Batfinger said, Evergrey are fantastic. I don't think Todd would mess with me the way Batfink would. So they may be a real band. We'll see. But I off the top of my head, I can't think of any tunes by him. So definitely a good one to check out for me tomorrow. So yeah, I need to get more into Swedish music. Pretty much only into Swedish vodka. So funny story for those of you who are not Irish, you may not know about this story. In 2000, I think it was in 2016, Ireland were playing in the European Championships. We were drawn against Sweden. The competition was in France, so the Irish fans and the Swedish fans were drinking in a bar. And Irish fans known for singing and having a good time and having just having the crack and having a lot of fun. And they started singing a song directed towards their Swedish counterparts, which was "Go Home to Your Sexy Wives." That was the name of it. That's how it goes. It was just "Go home to your sexy wives, go home to your sexy wives." So there you go, a little bit of banter from the Irish to the Swedish. Go home to your sexy wives. That's about all I know about Sweden. And where it is, of course. It's up there. Uh, Not a guilty pleasure as such, but Steel Panther always make me smile. Are you a fan? Satchel is the greatest guitarist. Matt Von Bosch, I'm so glad you mentioned Steel Panther. I actually love a bit of Steel Panther just for the crack. I rarely put them on playlists because, you never know when you're going to be listening to something and somebody overhears you listening to a song called Glory Hole or something. But they're a great band. I actually really like them. And, they're great players in their own right. They were looking for a bass player not too long ago. I think they may even still be. I'm not sure. But yeah, Steel Panther are great. We need that element of fun in music sometimes. Not everything can be serious and so forth, and I like it. So yeah, for sure, Steel Panther are a great band. Satchel is the greatest guitarist. Oh, just is a great guitarist. Yeah, he's a fantastic guitarist. Absolutely. So yeah, if you're a bass player, check out their socials because they were at one point just like asking for people to submit auditions. I don't know if they're still doing it. It was a couple of months ago, I think. So you could become the next Steel Panther bass player, and you would just see all the boobs because that's what they do when they go and play live show. They see all the boobs. Um, Batfink says to Todd, they are my new fave band over the last few years, talking about Evergrey. That's interesting. So definitely worth checking out then in that case. So yeah, I'll check them out tomorrow. Todd is looking for the Flock of Seagulls picks. I cannot wait. I tell you what, tweet me because I don't do Twitter very well. So tweet me so that I have to engage with Twitter because otherwise I probably will not because I don't like social media all that much. But yeah, that would be cool, Todd. We would love that. And then maybe what we can do is we can all go to NAM together. We'll all pretend we work for the channel, get everybody passes for NAM, and we'll all go with. I mean, I can't, but like Flock of Seagulls haircuts and stuff. I'll do a Flock of Seagulls beard thing. I don't know what I will do, but we will do something with that. I think that's the plan. Um, Steel Panther's best parts are the interviews and lessons. The interviews are epic, absolutely. They're just incredible. I saw the Fix blow fuck off Budgies, seagulls off the stage years ago. I think I get what you're talking about. In high school, we used to beat up like seagulls fans. Good times. I feel like I should move on really quickly. Bad thing too. What's a glory hole? I have no idea, but they wrote a song about it, and yeah, you should look it up. I've heard it's a thing that rock bands are interested in. I don't know. You cut your hair, and it was a bit new wave, and never got any aggro. And Todd Moore has mentioned boobs in all caps, so you know I'm supposed to shout it, but I can't shout it too loud. The reason we play live shows in the first place. That's true. It is very true. I'm pretty sure at one stage Liam Gallagher stopped the show and said he wasn't playing until someone showed him their boobs, and like there was 10 pairs of boobs straight away. Liam Gallagher using his rock star status for good, as you know he always does. So, and Jess with Satchel is amazing. Eating ain't cheating. I think that's the whole band's motto, to be honest. So good stuff, guys. We are not on 35 likes, and I want to tell you about my gig that I went to, my best gig of all time. Well, I'll tell you about this other one that I went to that was awesome. So it was a 2-day festival called Oxygen here, and there's some great bands with it. Now, I went to this festival a few times, and there was different bands playing throughout. But one year, the two headline acts were the Foo Fighters and Green Day, and that was the year that also Queens of Stone Age were playing, Eagles of Death Metal, Biffy Clyro, who else? Uh, Jimmy Eat World, that was fun. Um, Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg wouldn't get off the stage. He was like he was supposed to play for an hour. He played for an hour and a half. Queens of Stone Age were on after. Their time got eaten into by Snoop Dogg, so they only ended up playing for like 30 minutes, and maybe not even that long. It was like ridiculous, but they did play, and it was a lot of fun. But everybody in the crowd was stoned at that stage, so you know, even the people who did not mean to get stoned. So we we all had a different experience. It was like a Saturday afternoon. What else are you going to be doing? Anyway, that was a great show. But we have hit 35. Thank you to the people who just hit the button to hit the like thing. So I'll tell you. And honestly, I got also, this was a great show, but I got the worst sunburn of my life at this show. So it tells you all you need to know. It was 2003. It was the Red Hot Chili Peppers at Slane Castle. But they were supported by the Foo Fighters and Queens of the Stone Age, and the weather was fantastic. The people who were there were just there to have a good time. Everything was great, and overall, it was just the most epic show. It is the one. It is the show that is Red Hot Chili Peppers at Slane Castle, which was a DVD release. They were amazing, but honestly, Queens of the Stone Age killed it, and the Foo Fighters were great, but they were drunk. They were like super drunk. Dave Grohl just kept like telling us he was drunk and belching and making bad jokes, but they played really well. But yeah, the Queens of Stone Age killed it. They were amazing, and then Chili Peppers. They must have known they were being recorded. Obviously, they're known they were being. This was going to be a DVD release, so they brought their A game and upped it by 10%. So that's my best gig of all time. But I've been very lucky. I've seen some great bands over the years. The Who were a favorite show. I've seen them a few times. Um, saw the Who, and there was people with umbrellas, and there was like you go to the Who concert. There was lots of older people, and you know you expect that. That's fine. But there's people who had seen the Who in the '60s, and they expected to like have a nice chill time. And then my generation has played, and everyone's going crazy, and they're not happy. There's one lady brought a seat, like one of those fold-out garden seats. She was not happy. Uh, Why? She thought she could sit up near the front. And yeah, umbrellas were getting like taken off people, and they were not happy because it was raining, because it's Ireland. So, Anyway, that was a great show. A couple of other ones that stand. Foo Fighters at Slane Castle. I've been to a lot of shows at Slane Castle. It's a great venue. Foo Fighters were amazing that night. Seen the Foos a few times now as well. Let's see, who else have I seen that was amazing or good? Even Velvet Revolver, a good few times. Slash Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators, absolutely amazing. Every time I've seen them, they just get better and better. So yeah, next one will probably be Guns N' Roses next summer, if there's no restrictions to concerts and stuff. But we don't know how that's going to go right now. But hopefully, fingers crossed, Guns N' Roses next summer. Okay, I'll go ask my parents about glory holes. Since they too like rock, I'm sure it will be all good. Batfink, yeah, you should absolutely ask your parents about them. And if they get embarrassed, run away. That's all I'm going to say. If you see any hint of blushing, run away, because then they know what they are, and it's not a good conversation for you. Be prepared to find out you were adopted. Jess is echoing, Batfink, please ask your parents. I'm looking forward to hearing about that conversation. Me too, Jess. I think that would be a good one. So, yeah, for sure. Um, I think there's a glory hole scene in Liberace. I mean, I really didn't think glory holes would become a topic on this live chat. So, um, things don't always go how you plan. That's why I've stopped making plans. XMG, how are you? Nice to see you. Okay, I'll hit the button. Sunburn in Ireland. I know it was like the 3 times it's happened in my life, when I'm 40 next year. So, yes, it happened. Irish people are very delicate, and our skin burns very easily, which I have found out on many occasions in far off places in the world. Um, but yeah, it got sunny. Well, actually, the worst was I was at Oxygen one time and fell asleep, and it was like whatever. And then I woke up, audio slaver on, just kept standing in the sun like a fucking idiot. And yeah, sunburn happens in Ireland. It's rare. It is rare, to be honest with you. That's why when you do get sunburn, you go to people and you're like, what can I do with this? They're like, I don't know. I've never seen that condition before, sir. There you go. Good question, though. Jess, I'll let you know next chat. Please remind me. It's good to learn things from our wise parents. Wise parents? Didn't know. I don't know if I have those. Please don't tell my parents I said that. I saw Smudge Bucket open for the Foos, and they got pelted with buckets of shite. Um, who brought the buckets? Who filled them with the shite? And why were they allowed to carry them? I don't know. Joe Bonamassa puts on good shows, seen many, and met him as well. From Jeff Squires. My friend Joe Bonamassa does put on a good show. I enjoyed his live stream show that he did at the Ryman last year. Would like to see him play live sometime. I would be like sitting there, standing there, drooling over each guitar he brings out, because that is important to me. Ever since I was a kid going to shows, and I say kid, I mean like teenager, I've been like checking out the gear of the bands that I went to see. So yeah, I think that'd be cool to see Joe, because I think he's the biggest guitar nerd who actually made it as a guitarist. Other guitar players have huge collections, and I think they're the guitar guy. But I think Joe Bonamassa, and I mean this with all due respect, he's a nerd. He's a guitar nerd, and he is living the dream. He gets to make blues records. He gets to buy all these amazing guitars, and he gets to get paid to release guitars with his name on them. Yeah, it's pretty much why I started the channel, so I could do all that stuff as well. Just like challenge Joe to his to his lifestyle. Anyway, but yeah, I'm sure Joe was a great live show. Uh, and John, has glory holes and Badfinger, and it has that like shocked emoji face thing. I concur. I'm shocked at where this has gone. I think, to be honest, Badfink, you want to know about glory holes? Just listen to Steel Panther. They will tell you everything you need to know. Um, the Foos probably gave the audience the bucket of stinky stuff. I sounds Foos management. Yeah, that probably sounds. Let me see. The Guess Who is play. The Who is playing? Yes, Toto, Journey, and Kansas. Is that like a lineup for a gig? Because that sounds pretty cool. Joe B says he's coming after me. He's coming after me if I continue to talk shite about Laz. I wasn't talking shite about it. I just said some of them didn't look very good. And people in the comments said that they got theirs and they didn't look very good. So just reporting the facts, Joe. Come at me if you want. We'll have one of those guitar battles. You'll win, but I don't know. Might get a few more subscribers because of it. So be all good. Anyway, Joe B's happy to come after me. I'm happy if he wants to come after me anytime, no problem, because it's all in good jest, I hope. We appear to have gone down a glory hole cul-de-sac. Coincidentally, that is the title of Steel Panther's next album. We have gone down that cul-de-sac, and yes, I believe, Matt, it was you who brought up Steel Panther. So I'm blaming you. It's your fault, man. It's definitely not my fault. I just shouldn't have mentioned Glory Hole because it's a funny song though. Yeah, so Joe at the Sony Center in 2012 was a killer show, and Jeff was there too. Awesome stuff all together. I saw nearly dead center, second balcony. Man, that was high. It's a bad joke, John. There's no such thing as a bad joke. It's just I don't get all the jokes. That's all. But good effort. Cushman NYC. Gotta run later, Dave. Gotta run later, Dave. I'll work on my delivery. Thanks for joining us, Cushman. Absolute pleasure. Thanks for joining in the chat. It's been cool to see you. And Chai, you're looking forward to seeing Joe in Brighton next year, 2 years late. Don't forget to tell him that I was, being cool with him. And if he ever wants to have a chat, he's he's more than welcome on the channel. I haven't reached out to him to see if he'll come on the channel. I think I should. I think I should tell him, we all just want to talk. That's all. No, I'm sure Joe Bonmas couldn't give two shits about me, to be quite honest. But who knows? Matt, glory holes are all on me. I feel like I should not have just said that out loud. But anyway, okay, Steel Panther are just a pantheon, pardon the pun, of info. They are indeed. They are indeed. They will teach you things you didn't know that you wanted to know. So, who do you think are some of the most underappreciated guitarists? Get back on the guitars. Good, Scott. Thank you so much for doing that. Let me see. If you were to think about underrated guitar, one of my favorite guitarists when I was growing up was Graham Coxson from Blur, and he doesn't come into like the greatest guitarist of all time conversation at all, but he wrote some great tunes in the 90s, and he's doing a lot of work in TV and movies and stuff now. I'm a big fan of him. He did a great solo album, a couple of great solo albums, so he'd be a pick for me. I'd go and see him live if he was doing a show. When it comes to other people, I don't know, because I'm quite quite biased. I just think everyone's great who I like, so I don't know how underrated they are. Yeah, Graham Coxon would definitely be one. I think Richard Fortus is underrated, and this is a whole other thing. I mentioned it in the video about his Gretches a couple of days ago. People give Richard Fortus a lot of shit, saying, he's in Izzy's role. It should be Izzy Stradlin. Izzy Stradlin doesn't want that gig, and Izzy Stradlin, a great guitarist in his own right, in the early Guns N' Roses years, hasn't been part of that group for a long time. Hasn't been playing, in Guns N' Roses or any other band, as far as I know, for a long time. So I'm really happy as a huge Guns N' Roses fan for Richard Fortus to be in that band. I think he's a great guitarist, and he's worked with other bands that I've thought have been really great. I think so. Someone like him probably as well. Uh, John, why was Joe B upset? Apparently, I didn't see this myself. Somebody said that he mentioned me for the video I made about the Lazarus Epiphone Lazarus Les Pauls. Some of them not looking as good as um, the promo pictures, which I did make that video, and I did. Uh, it's probably the most clickbaity title and thumbnail I've ever done on YouTube, and people did have problems with that. A lot of comments saying, "Oh, this is a clickbaity title" or whatever. I was like, "Yeah, well, that's how YouTube works, though, my friends. Sometimes you got to do clickbait." Um, and like, if you look up how to grow on YouTube, that's one of the things they recommend. So yeah, I'll hold my hands up and say it was a bit clickbaity, but yes, look, some of them came out and people were not happy with the tops. So I made a video about it. Apparently, I don't even know what Joe Bonamassa said about it. I just heard that he had mentioned it. So John, that's why he was upset, or maybe he was upset. I don't really know. I'm never able to find out. Aftershock Phil, I'm new at guitar and know E, A, C, and D, not G yet. What's your three chords? Well, you got to learn F, then you got to learn B, and then add a seventh to all of them. Uh, the name is not literal, the three chords, so you can pretty much play a lot of music with maybe G, E, and C or D. I mean, those are good chords. You're learning good chords. Just you want to break out of the cowboy chord area, which is up the top 3 or 4 frets, and learn some power chords. Just Google power chords. You'll find some stuff and break out of there. You'll be fine. Let's see now. All right, so hopefully that helps. And guys, feel free to help Aftershock Phil with some recommendations. Yeah, I do know about. I know more than three chords at this point, but just about. Uh, okay, let's see. Todd Moore, have Joby B meet us in Nashville for the guitar battle. Yeah, absolutely. Winner gets a new Gibson custom shop signature model. Uh, you know, that sounds like a great idea, Todd. I'll, I'll reach out to his team and ask him, will he be up for it? And Scott very rightly says, Izzy has issues. It's true. What gets me? All these people saying Izzy Stradlin should rejoin Guns N' Roses. Izzy Stradlin has said several times that he has no interest in rejoining Guns N' Roses. That's why Izzy Stradlin's not in Guns N' Roses. He doesn't want to be. John, hopefully I cleared up that why Joe Bonamassa was upset. Sorry, it took a while to get around to that. Todd just bought the bludgeon. Nice. Steve Stevens from Billy Idol's band is underrated. He did the Top Gun anthem. It's true, yeah. Yeah, he's a very good guitar player. My Epi 1960 Tribute Plus LP looks better than the Laz. Some of them look terrible. I'm sorry, they did. Some of them look great. Now, here's my defense of that video, by the way, the Lazarus video. Some people who bought Lazarus's when they arrived commented on that video saying, my Lazarus arrived and it looks crap. It looks worse than the poor example you showed, but it plays amazing. So if you're happy with a guitar that doesn't look as good as you thought it would, but plays amazing, then awesome. Great. I'm sure, like I did say in the video, the guitars probably play very well. They just don't look as good as they're advertising. And that's the thing. I would have returned it. If I got one that looked good or looked bad but played great. I hate when it does that. I hate when it leaves me without giving me a warning that it's going to die. The camera guys, sorry about that. Let me just change the angle there. There we go. So yeah, if I got a guitar that looked worse than I expected it to, but it played really well, I'd still send it back. So there you go. Okay, there are two Joe Bonamassas. One is a fantastic guitarist and the other is a hard sell businessman. My fellow YouTuber from Ireland, what's his name? K something. He did a video about Joe Bonamassa merch. I must see if I can. I'm just going to see if I can find it quickly here. Um, I thought it was hilarious, and I think actually Joe Bonamassa's team reached out to him, and yeah, KDH. Got 20,000 views doing a video called Joe Bonamassa's Merch is Crazy, where he found out that Joe Bonamassa has watering cans that were really expensive and the shipping was crazy price as well. And then, like a month later, Joe Bonamassa sent me merch and they apparently sent him a thing saying, "Hey, thanks for your video. It was super cool." So, Joe Bonamassa sells a lot of crazy stuff on his website for sure. And it's interesting to see the stuff he does. But yeah, good guitar player, businessman, and you got to be. He's got guitars he wants to buy and save and all the rest of it. Scott, I know all the great F chord workarounds. F chord workarounds are important. You got to find them all out. You got big F and little F, as they say in the Fender play groups. So, I mean, both of those are pretty important. The bludgeon equal legend. John B, you saying Joe has a body double? Joe Bonamassa. By day, I'm a hard-ass businessman. By night, I'm a blues guitarist with soul. Could work. Could be like a detective TV show kind of thing. I don't know. Marty McFly, Squires, you're right. Steve S is badass. I had that on cassette when it came out, and I loved his work with Billy Idol. Not my usual preference, but he's a great player. Yeah, so it's cool. Yeah, underrated guitarist is actually probably a good discussion point for maybe next week's stream, because we can all bring that chat. Because, we got to have a backup chat as well now, because just in case, like, Glory Holes come back up again, we need to change it. So, so definitely, um, we will delve into that in the future video live stream. I think very good idea, Scott, for that. Underrated guitar players. Yeah, so let's talk. Let's check out the next few comments. Jeff Bonamassa recently changed shipping companies. It's 3 times more now. Yeah, I saw the shipping rates were crazy. I think he had a sale recently. Probably we'll have one next week on merch, and shipping was more expensive than the actual items the last time I went to check it out. He did, however, a couple of months ago now, have a restock of the Black Beauties came in. So keep looking out on his page to see if he can if he restocks those, because I'd prefer those to the Lazarus, to be honest. They're kind of bummed I didn't buy one last year. Missed my chance, I guess. And also, if he ever gets the Amos back in stock, that'd be great. Todd enjoyed my my Joe impression. Thanks, I appreciate it. It's one of those. I wish I was really good at actual impressions, but there you go. Joe, guitarist with glasses, and businessman without glasses. Hi, I'm Joe Bonamassa. I'm a guitarist. Hi, I'm Joe Bonamassa. I'm a businessman. I don't know if that works for you, but just trying to add something to it. You may have noticed I'm being more successful in drinking my beverage tonight, because I managed to find a solution to put it in front of me instead of behind me. So I've remembered it's there. It's been a pleasure. Maybe that's why the stream has felt like it's going. No, honestly, guys, the chat's been amazing tonight. I've actually really enjoyed all of the chats, whether it be about Steel Panther song titles or guitarists or live shows. Some of you guys have been to some great live shows. Very jealous of some of them. The Led Zeppelins. Being able to say you saw Elvis even if you were 8 years old, Todd, amazing. Being able to say, all the people who saw Metallica. Good few of us have seen Paul McCartney when he was playing live and not lip syncing. We talked about Back to the Future for sure. Bands, so definitely a lot of cool stuff came up in the chat today. It's been awesome, and we got 36 likes, which is great. So got to tell you about my Slane Castle adventures. I think I've been 6 or 7 Slane Castles. It's a great place to see a gig, but it's a pain in the neck to get to and from, because it's just miles away from everything. So anyway, back to let me see what we got here. BBF 1, is that Back to the Future 1, or am I misreading that? BBF 1 official soundtrack was awesome, and not just for the orchestra. Time Bomb Town is my favorite Lindsey Buckingham songs. So it's not Back to the Future. I don't know. BBF 1, tell me what's going on there. But anywho, yeah, lots of cool stuff. I think that's a really good topic for a video, though, possibly a crossover video where we do music video or music themed movies, maybe like a top 5 or something. It's going to be Blues Brothers, to be honest with you. Spoiler alert, Blues Brothers, I think, is the greatest music-based movie. Some people are always going to say Spinal Tap, but I think if you watch them back to back, Blues Brothers has, it has everything. Although Spinal Tap has everything. I was going to say you sing along more with Blues Brothers, but you sing along with Spinal Tap now too. So, well, I do. In fact, today, I found myself singing Tonight I'm Gonna Rock You Tonight, because it just randomly popped into my head. So there you go. It's a great tune. Love it. But yeah, awesome stuff. So guys, look, we're coming up to 12 o'clock here Irish time, so I think we are going to call it a night in just a few moments. But first, we do have a little bit more coming in here. John, if you can't remember where your beer is, you've had too much beer. That's that's possible, but you guys keep me so engaged on these live chats, or I'm kind of talking here and then reaching back was a thing. So, new situation right here. I've got my drink in front of me. Whether it's alcoholic or water, it's easier to have in front of me. But you make a good point. ZZ Top plays in Back to the Future 3. Indeed they do. Indeed they do. You forgot Circle Jerks and Glory Holes. Can't mention the GH words. We'll get carried away. Almost Famous is a great one. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, it's a really good movie. And the Doors movie, very good. You then also fall into like all the biopics and stuff like that. And some of those are really, really cool. Some of them were not so cool. But anywho, we'll get to work on that. I think that's a good idea where we do like a crossover, because my brother runs a movie channel, I run the guitar channel here, so obviously good reason to do crossovers. Let's just check for a moment before we get out of here where we are channel wise. Do a channel update. We've got 4,536 subscribers, so pretty cool stuff there. Don't forget, guys, we are doing a subscriber giveaway once we hit 5,000 subscribers on the channel, which is quite close. Probably hit it by the end of the year. I mean, hopefully we'll hit it by the end of the year. Giving away a guitar. It's a cool guitar, and I really want to tell you guys what it is. I'm going to reveal what it is when we hit 4,750. So if you've got any friends or family members or work colleagues or postmen or grocery store workers or bank tellers that like guitars, tell them about the channel. Share it out with your friends and family and people, and get them to join. You might end up being the person who wins a very cool guitar, which I'm going to be giving away hopefully very soon. I really want to give it away soon so I can stop saying, hey, I'm giving a guitar away. So what I'm going to do for that, just to give you guys who are here a heads up, I'm playing with 2 ideas. One will be a quiz-based thing, and the other will just be a random drawing on a live stream. Like, I don't know how we're going to make that work on a live stream, but it'll probably be like, you got to comment on the last video, and a random comment will come from that. And I'll upload a video early in the day where you've got to comment on that one to be in with a chance to draw or to win the draw. So it's coming soon, guys. We're giving away the guitar. It's 400 and something subscribers away. So hopefully, someone who is active on the channel, chatting, coming to the live streams wins it, but it's going to be random. Whoever wins it wins it. And I'm very excited to let you guys know what it is, hopefully in the next week or two. So guys, I think we will get in a few more chats here and then we'll call it a night. It's better to have a bottle in front of me rather than a frontal lobotomy. That's true. Todd, you're amazing, Dave. Well, I've been saying that for years, and all the rest of you. Gotta get tonight on with. Godspeed. See you next Saturday. Thank you, Todd. Appreciate all of your input. I'm glad to see you back here. You've had a good week. So look, we'll chat to you again next week, hopefully, and see you in the videos. You lot should check out the rare rock film Bad News. It was out before Spinal Tap. Bad News, is that? I think that's called something else here. It might not be. I might be thinking of something else. But anyway, John, you would be happy, absolutely, with winning any guitar. Well, if you win the guitar I'm giving away, it'll be a cool guitar. Trust me on that. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me. It has been a pleasure. Just about to hit 12 o'clock here in Ireland, so you know what that means. It's time for me to go to bed so that I can be rested tomorrow to scroll the entire website of Reverb for guitars that I probably want to buy. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. Thanks, guys. I'll be back to you again with a video during the week. I think probably we're going to have it out on Tuesday, so look out for that. Thanks for... Glory Hole is not the secret code to win, John, but it could be. This live stream took a weird twist. I'll see you in a video on Tuesday or Wednesday, guys, and I'll be back in live stream number 9 next Saturday. Can't wait to see you then. Thanks so much for joining me. All the best.